Good afternoon, everyone. See, children, we have completed our discussion about the causes for the outbreak of the rebellion and also the leaders. Okay, who were the leaders of the revolt of 1857? And also we have seen how do the rebellion spread over to many of the areas. Okay, we have seen that a large number or a section of people, they were not happy, especially the Nawabs, the rulers, sepoys, villages, peasants. Okay, so they were not happy. And also we have seen or we have discussed about the leaders, Rani Lakshmi Bai, Tandia Top, Nana Sahib, Kunwar Singh, these all leaders, and especially Bahadur Shah Zafar. Okay, he led the revolt, but even though it spread over to many of the areas of our country, but the Britishers, they fought back, and they were able to suppress the revolt of 1857, and almost all leaders of the revolt, they all were arrested and killed by the Britishers. Lucknow was annexed. Okay, Lucknow was annexed by the Britishers. Delhi was recaptured. Bahadur Shah Zafar, he was exiled to Rangoon. His sons were shot dead, and his wife also sent along with him. Okay, and he died in the prison there in the year 1862. Okay, then Rani Lakshmi Bai, she was also killed in the battle. Then Tandia Top, even though he continued his fight against the Britishers, he escaped through the jungles and he fought against the Britishers with the help of some tribal people, but still he was also arrested and captured by the Britishers and also killed by. Okay, so almost all the leaders were arrested and imprisoned. Many of them were killed. So the Britishers, okay, they reinforced their army, okay, and also they could able to suppress the revolt. But it took almost 2 years to suppress the revolt. Okay, it took almost 2 years to completely, they could take over the revolt after, means it long for 2 years as well. So these all we have seen. Now we will discuss what are the changes which were made by the Britishers after the revolt of 1857. Okay, so I have told you, children, they were not the Britishers, they never expected such a reaction from the part of Indians. Okay, so they wanted to win back the loyalty of Indians. They wanted the support of the Indians. So they made some changes after the revolt of 1857. Okay, so let us have a look on the consequences of the revolt of 1857. That means what are the results or what are the changes which was made after the revolt of 1857. Children, the first and foremost change, okay, which was adopted by the Britishers after the revolt of 1857, you know, children, a new act was passed in the year 1858, which transferred the power of East India Company to the British Crown. See, children, British East India Company, it is only a trading concern. Only for trade, these people came towards East. Isn't it, children?
Yes.
Yes, but gradually what did happen? They took control over India, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay, they could control over India. So after the revolt of 1857, a new law, okay, a new act was passed by the Britishers, which transfer or that removed the power of East India Company, and it was transferred, the power was transferred to the British Crown. That means that the British government, the British Queen Victoria, she will directly control the affairs of the political affairs, or she will directly engage in the administration of India. Okay, please mark it down, children. A new act was passed in the year 1858 by which it transferred the power of East India Company. So hereafter, hereafter British East India Company, they do not have any authority to control India, or they do not have any authority to frame laws and rules for India. Instead, who will control India? British government. Okay, the British Crown means that the government, the British ministry, they will directly control the administration of India. So British East India Company only for trade they came over here, but later on they become the masters of India. Okay, when we discuss from trade to territory, only for mere trade they were here, but later they become the masters of India. So hereafter 1857, the British East India Company, okay, their power was transferred to British Crown, Queen Victoria. Okay, this was done to ensure a more responsible management of Indian affairs. That means that they have decided to give a more responsible government, but and new appointments were there. A member of the British cabinet, a member from the British ministry was appointed as, underline children, as the Secretary of State for India. A new appointment was made to control the affairs of India, and he was given the responsibility of all matters related to the governance of India. So the Secretary of State for India, he would be the responsible person. He is a member of the British cabinet. British ministry, cabinet means ministry. Okay, so he is a member from the British cabinet, was given all the responsibility of the governance of India. All matters related to the administration of India, it is controlled by, or it is handled by a member from the British cabinet. His title, okay, that is Secretary of State for India. A secretary was appointed, and a council called the India Council was given to him. So to ensure a more responsible management or a more responsible government, the Britishers, they made some changes after the revolt of 1857. The first and most important changes which was adopted by the Britishers, that a new law was passed in the year 1858 by which the power of East India Company was removed. Okay, the power of East India Company over India, it was removed. And who directly involved in the administration? The British Crown. Okay, yes, Queen Victoria. So she can handle, she will directly involve the administration of Indian affairs. And a new appointment, other than this, there were many other changes. A new appointment, that is Secretary of State for India, that is a member of the British cabinet, was appointed as the Secretary of State for India, and he was the responsible person for all the matters related to the governance of India. Okay, and another important change, children, the title of the Governor General of India. So we have many Governor Generals, Governor General Cannings, Dalhousie, isn't it, children? So the title was changed as Viceroy. Who is the last Viceroy of India?
Lord Mountbatten.
Lord Mountbatten. Okay, so the title of the Governor General was changed to the title of Viceroy. And the Viceroy was a personal representative of the British Crown. That means that almost all these appointments, okay, was from the British cabinet or from the British ministry. Okay, so the power of British East India Company was removed after 1857. We have got a new ruler. Okay, that means the British government, they were directly involving the administration of Indian affairs. And new appointments, that is Secretary of State, who is responsible for all government matters. And also the title of Governor General was changed to the title of Viceroy. Okay, so this is the most important change which was happened after the 1857 revolt. Okay, see children, the British government or the British crown, they were directly involving. Okay, that means a person, an officer from the British ministry, he was appointed as the secretary. And also the Governor General, he was a member of the British Crown. That means he was a personal representative of the British Crown. What do you mean by personal representative? He will do whatever the British, Queen will decide. Okay, his duty is to implement all the decisions of the British government or the Crown, Queen. Understood?
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, so children, even though, yes.
Ma'am, so like if any event is there and everything, like as a representative for the British Queen, the Viceroy will be.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, children, even though the British 1857 revolt, okay, even though the revolt of 1857, the Indians, they have reacted against the Britishers, but still, you know, after the revolt of 1857, they made some changes. Okay, they tried to change some of their policies, but it was only for a short period of time. After then, the same situation, they were extracting huge revenue, or they just made many strict and policies, many laws and rules they passed to hurt the Indians. Okay, the same continued after some time. Okay, after a short period. So this was an important and important change which was made after the revolt of 1857. That is, British East India Company, it was only a trading concern. Okay, only for trade these people were here, but soon after they just controlled the administration, or they were deciding the political affairs of India. So the Indians were they were not happy, so they reacted. So after this revolt, the British government directly they took over the control of the administration. The power of British East India Company was removed. Is it clear? Is the first point is clear, children?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The next, you know, all ruling chief of the country. So, you know, children, I have told you, the Britishers understood that many of these people were not happy. Many of the Indians were not happy, especially the ruling family. That means, so biga mutual audio. Okay, so many of the ruling families, you know, Rani Lakshmi Bai, Nana Sahib, we have seen these all people, right? These all ruling families, they were not happy. They were trying to negotiate, even though they tried to negotiate with them, but the Britishers were not agree with them. Okay, so hereafter, they have made a change. Okay, what was the change, you know, children? All ruling families of the country were assured that their territory would never be annexed in future. They have used many policies like doctrine of lapse, subsidiary alliance. They used all these policies to annex more and more kingdoms. Isn't it, children? Jhansi, Awadh, Satara, Sambalpur, Daipur. We have seen means many territories were under the control of the Britishers by using many of these policies. Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but hereafter, all the ruling chief of the country, their territory would never be annexed in future. Okay, they will not be, their territory will be with them. Okay, it would not be taken by the Britishers. And also they can decide the legal heirs of their kingdom, including the adopted son. Okay, that means when they have introduced doctrine of lapse, the ruling families, or they could not able to decide the legal heirs. Even the adopted sons, they were not given a chance to rule their kingdom, isn't it?
Yes, Lord.
Yes. But after the revolt of 1857, it was decided that the ruling chief, okay, they can decide their legal heirs, including adopted son. Okay, they can also, adopted sons also can become the rulers, but they have to, okay, they have to acknowledge the British Queen as their sovereign paramount. That means that they were working under the British government. Okay, they were merely the subordinates of the British crown. The Indian rulers were to hold their kingdoms as subordinate of the British crown. Okay, so the ruling family, you know, children, their territories would not be annexed. Okay, but, and also they can decide their higher. Okay, even adopted sons can become the next ruler or king. But what is the problem there? They have to acknowledge the supremacy of British Queen. Okay, they have to hold their kingdoms as the subordinate of the British crown. Is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
See, children, the Britishers, they never expected that the Indians will protest against them. Okay, so that they made some changes after the revolt of 1857. They wanted to win back the support and loyalty of the Indians. Okay, then another decision was taken, you know, children, to reduce the number of the Indian soldiers in the army, and they increased the proportion of European soldiers in the British army. Can you guess why? Why do they try to reduce the number of Indian sepoys and increase the number of British soldiers?
Because they were not trusted in Indians.
Yes, even these, only because of these sepoys, you know, children, the Indian sepoys, okay, they revolted. These were the people, a group of sepoys, they have started the revolt, isn't it, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so that they reduce the number of Indian soldiers. Please mark it down, children. They reduce the number of Indian soldiers in the army and increase the number of British soldiers. And also, only first line you need to underline. You know, children, a decision was also taken not to recruit soldiers from Awadh, Bihar, and Central India and South India. These, you know, children, the centers, the important centers of the revolt. Okay, these places, it was the important centers, storm centers of the revolt. So a decision was taken that not to recruit soldiers from these areas. Okay, and also the decision to recruit more soldiers from among the Gurkhas, Sikhs, Pathans. No need to underline. Underline only the first sentence. Page number 61. Yeah, these were the people from particular communities that are very loyal to the Britishers. Okay, so you have to study that, you know, a new act. Okay, a new act was passed in the year 1858, which transferred the power of East India Company to the British Queen. Okay, British crown, and a member of the British cabinet was appointed, okay, who was known as the Secretary for State for India, okay, who is responsible for the administrative matters. Then the title of Governor General, it was changed as Viceroy. Okay, Viceroy. Then they had given some allowances, or they announced some policies. They tried to please the ruling families. Okay, ruling families, that it assured that the territory would never be annexed in future. They can decide the legal heirs of their own kingdom, including adopted son, but they would function under the British Queen. Okay, they have to hold their kingdom as the subordinates of the British crown. Okay, then the number of the British soldiers were increased and the number of the Indian soldiers were reduced. Okay, then the condition of Muslims. Okay, children, the Britishers thought that the Muslims were the reason for the outbreak of the revolt. Okay, so the Muslims were treated with suspicion and hostility, and their land and property was confiscated on a large scale. What is confiscated? Taken over by the, which was taken by the Britishers. Okay, so the Britishers, after then, but the Britishers decided to respect the customary religious and social practices of Indians. That means that there were some social practices like sati, then widow remarriage, okay, which was encouraged by the Britishers that hurt the religious sentiments of the Indians, right? And also many laws were passed that they compelled them to cross the sea, and also they were forced to use the new type of cartridges. Okay, so that so after the revolt of 1857, the Britishers, they were decided to respect some of the religious customs and social practices which was existed in the among Indians. Okay, and also, they tried to protect the landlords and zamindars. They wanted to win the support of some section of Indians, so that they have announced some policies to get the support. So the landlords and zamindars were the people who were collecting the taxes, okay, who had some authority and power. So they tried to protect them and give them the security of rights over their land. That means some of the landlords, they lost their lands as and when they failed to pay the interest, or when they failed to pay the rent, you know, children, their land was taken by the Britishers. So they could again, okay, they can get control over their land. Zamindars were the people, those who were collecting the taxes from the people. So they also got back their authority to collect taxes from the people. Okay, so these were the changes which were made by the Britishers after the revolt of 1857. Okay, what was the most important change? Gokul?
And they reduced the number of.
Okay, that is one change. That is, they reduced the number of Indian soldiers and increased the number of yes, British soldiers. Okay, they reduced the number of Indian sepoys in the British army and they increased the number of British soldiers. Then, Shreya.
Ma'am, the Britishers respected our customs and religions.
They have decided to respect the social customs and practices which was existed among the Indians. Okay. The most important change means, Gopika?
Ma'am, which Gopika?
You.
Ma'am, a new act was passed that the power of the British East India Company was
Yes. A new act or law was passed in which year?
1858.
1858, which transferred the power of British East India Company to
British Crown.
British Crown. Okay, so hereafter, that means after 1857, British government was directly involving the administration of India. And who were the new appointments, Gopika Shankar?
A member of the British
yes,
was made as the
Secretary
of States
for India. Okay, a new appointment. Okay, that is Secretary of State for India was appointed to control the affairs, political affairs of India. See, children. So here we are completing this chapter. That means they made some changes. But you know, children, these are the changes which were made by the Britishers. But what about the Indians? They have got a new ruler, more strict laws, more taxes. Okay, so that was the situation or condition of India after the revolt of 1857. Okay, so they, even though the Britishers, they tried to please some of the ruling families or chiefs or zamindars or local chiefs, the condition of the poor people, it became more hard and worse after the revolt of 1857. Okay, but still the Indians become more patriotic. That means they have seen the life of the great leaders like Rani Lakshmi Bai, Tandia Top, Nana Sahib, Kunwar Singh. They sacrificed their life for the cause of our nation. So they were inspired and motivated by this, and they became more patriotic, and they all wanted to fight against the Britishers. Okay, so our next chapter from history, we have one more chapter, that is 9th chapter. It is the continuation of the same chapter. Okay, that is 9th chapter, the making of the national movement, 1870 to 1947. Okay, so in that time, we will discuss almost all details of the many movements, okay, which was organized by many leaders like I mean, Gandhiji, okay, Khilafat movement, non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, Dandi March, okay, that all we will discuss in that chapter, okay, in this chapter. So children, I will update